Hey, before we dive in, a quick thank you to Adobe Express for supporting today's episode. If you're creating content at any level, whether it's videos, graphics, promo content, thumbnails, social posts, Adobe Express gives you pro-grade templates and tools in a way that's unbelievably fast and intuitive. I use it because it saves hours, honestly, and keeps everything on brand. Not just Adobe Express, but also Firefly. I was actually doing some Firefly video editing and playing around with the AI tools that they have in there. It's pretty crazy, to be honest. So whether you're a creator, a brand, or a full-on media company, Adobe Express, Firefly, the Adobe Creative Cloud lets you design like a pro without slowing down your workflow. So check it out. And now let's jump into today's episode. All right, today I want to dig into one of the most important stories in the creator economy happening this week, in the last little while, to be honest. One that really blends in sports, which, if you guys know me a little bit, I love sports. I love basketball. I love going to, when I travel for work, I'll try to find like some type of sports like game, whether it's a football match in London or a baseball game in the US. Like, I'll try to find some type of sports experience. I don't have, like, people will ask me like, hey, who's your team? Like, there's some teams that I like the Lakers, but I just love sports. I just always grew up playing sports. I played football and basketball in high school. I still play basketball today, like once a week. I actually ordered some Bucket Squad. If you guys know Bucket Squad, Jesser and his brand Bucket Squad. I actually ordered some Bucket Squad shorts so that I can wear it and be one of the cool dads. On my on my rec league, my basketball rec league. But I love sports. So there's a story happening right now that really blends sports, media, brand partnerships, and the growing power of creator-led companies. I'm going to talk about Jomboy Media. So if you guys are not familiar with Jomboy Media, this is a little bit about them. It was started as a fan-driven creator brand built on baseball breakdowns. It has then taken a major step towards becoming what looks a lot like a modern sports league. Just hear me out. So there's now a minority investment from the Major League Baseball, MLB, right? It's kind of like NBA, NFL for baseball, MLB. So that gives them access to official MLB footage. And now they've hired on former TikTok agency lead Brett Joss as the VP of Sponsorship Sales. And so Jomboy is moving into a new era. So more importantly, though, their strategy gives us creators a blueprint of where the creator economy is heading and how creators can evolve from just, channels into full-fledged media companies. All right, quick sip of my coffee. Okay, I want to talk about this MLB partnership. This MLB partnership. So when the MLB, Major League Baseball, invested in Jomboy, a lot of people saw it as a really cool collaboration, right? But it's actually way bigger than that. It's a sign that legacy institutions need creator-led media to stay relevant. Let me say that again. It's a sign that legacy institutions like the MLB need creator-led media like Jomboy to stay relevant. So what Jomboy now gets access to is official MLB footage. They get VIP camera angles, right? They get access. They get stats and historical archives and zero creative oversight. Pretty cool, right? So that last part is really big. That MLB basically said, use our footage, tell the stories your way, and go create magic. And they did that. So during the most recent World Series, MLB hit record social viewership, and Jomboy's content exploded. Their October baseball content alone generated over 2 billion views. So what we're looking at is a hybrid model, legacy IP, right? MLB, and creator storytelling through Jomboy's power and reach, right? And their talent. So it also shows institutional credibility plus audience authenticity. And it also shows sports highlights and creator personality is a great mix, right? And this is really, I think, the future of sports media, to be honest. Now, let's talk a little bit about Brett Joss. Who is Brett Joss? What's he doing? Right? What's the deal there? Previously, he was leading agency partnerships at TikTok. His mission at Jomboy is really clear: build long-term, multi-year sponsorships, similar to how professional leagues operate. Multi-year sponsorships, okay? They're not doing like one deal wonder, right? There's no like one deal and then we're done. They're doing multi-year sponsorships, and this is how professional leagues operate, right? When a stadium is called Rogers Arena here in Vancouver, there's a stadium where the big teams play. It's called Rogers Arena. It's where the Canucks play. Rogers is sponsoring, right, to have their name to have the right to name the stadium theirs, right? Rogers Arena. And that's not a 1 month deal. That's multi-year sponsorship, right? So this means official brand categories, category exclusivity. They've got deep integrations across shows, podcasts, live events, and the warehouse games that Jomboy does. So thinking like the NFL or NBA, not like influencers posting one-off videos, right? So for example, T-Mobile is already the official phone carrier of both MLB and Jomboy. Is that crazy? Jomboy is targeting CPG, tech, financial service partners for multi-year deals. And so the company expects 2/3 of its revenue this year to come from long-term sponsorships. That's not influencer money, that's sports media money, right? And the reason that they can do it is because they have formats, they have IP, they have creators, and now they have rights, right? Because of their partnership and investment from the MLB. So now let's talk about year-round strategy and expansion beyond baseball. So seasonality is a real challenge in sports content. But Jomboy, doing some research here, isn't playing that traditional game anymore. So their solution is 3 things. 1, warehouse games. It's a creator-driven, year-round, original sports format. Go check them out. They've got cricket content, which is one of the fastest growing verticals, right? Cricket. Outside of the US, cricket is huge, right? I spent a bit of time in the UK this year, and cricket is huge over there. Cricket is so big, like if you go to India, huge, right? International sports and new creator-led series is also another part of their solution so that they can battle and get away from the seasonality challenge in sports content, right? Okay, so the cricket expansion is a great example of something creators often overlook. It really, like when I was looking into this, it really came from authentic passion. Jimmy O'Brien, who is Jomboy's founder, he loves cricket, so they leaned into it. And the audience followed, right? The audience followed him and brands followed as well. This is how modern media companies are built. They start with authentic creator interest, right? And then they turn it into a format, and then they scale it, then they monetize it, then they build a system around it, right? So it's pretty cool what we're seeing here. So here's some lessons for you as a creator. What does this really mean? Here's like where this story really becomes extremely practical for any creators listening here. So lesson 1, you want to build formats, not just videos, right? You want to build shows, recurring series, identifiable formats, attract sponsors, right? Random uploads do not. Second lesson, think seasons, not posts, right? Sponsors want predictability. Right? A structured content calendar makes you a media property, not just some random creator posting whenever, right? So you want to think in seasons, not posts. Okay? Number 3, you want to prioritize long-term partnerships. Okay? One-off brand deals are a thing of the past. Some people are still doing it. But if you want to get ahead of the game and really build a real business, you want to get away from brand deals that are just one-off. Okay? You want to prioritize multi-month or even better, multi-year deals where there's stability and scale. Okay. Number 4, you want to lean into genuine interests, right? Jomboy, they didn't force cricket. It really just emerged from real passion from their founder. And so your niche is your advantage, right? It's kind of a broken record for me to say that and for you to hear it probably. But yes, lean into your passions. Your niche is your advantage. Okay. Number 5, own your ecosystem. Ownership is huge. Okay. Formats plus community plus distribution equals leverage. Let me repeat that again. Formats, your shows, right? Your different like shows that people can like is predictable. Your community and your distribution. So the channels where you are able to distribute your content, that really all equates to leverage. So the more you own, the more you're worth, right? It's a whole like thing of like, don't build on rented land. You want to build on land that you own. So the more you own, the more you're worth, right? Creators who adopt an operator mindset, a mindset of being an operator, not just, some talent that creates content randomly or, at will. You want to be an operator that will lead to the next era of your business. Okay. And so here's the question I want to leave you with. If you were to build your own league, right? Quote unquote league, what would it be? Not like a literal sports league, but your system. Like, what would that look like? Your own format, your consistent show, your multi-season storytelling engine. What does that look like? What could you build that brands would want to attach themselves to for years and not just weeks, right? I want you to really think about that. That's really important because the future of the creator economy, in my opinion anyway, won't be won by the most viral creators. Right? It'll be won by the creators who build assets, creators who build formats, who build systems. And Jomboy isn't winning because they chase trends. They're winning because they built something only they could build, right? They really found their space, their niche. And that's the real takeaway for every creator today. Find the thing that only you can build and then structure it like a media company. All right? So there you have it. Thanks so much for listening. I really wanted to deep dive into this, this piece of news that is, I think, really relevant for creators and such a good lesson and blueprint of how to build a business. There's many ways to do it, but I love the way that Jomboy has done it. So also shout out to my friend Christine Moran, who's over there as well at Jomboy. I got to see her in New York a couple of months ago at the Press Publish event, and they're just killing it over there. So Christine, the whole gang, Courtney, like you guys are crushing it. If you guys are listening, love what you guys are doing over there, and looking forward to actually seeing Courtney, the CEO at Jomboy, in Dubai. So bit of a fan. So hopefully I will see you there, Courtney, alongside our CEO in January. That'll be super awesome. And so make sure you go check them out. So if you found this valuable, again, make sure you hit subscribe. That really helps us reach more creators and more, folks in the industry. Make sure you hit subscribe and also leave a review. So whether you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, leave a review. That's always really helpful as well. And share it with somebody who's building in the creator economy, whether they're a creator, an operator, somebody in the agency world, helping creators, whatever it may be. And I'll see you in the next episode. So yeah, just keep building, really stay strategic, and God bless you guys. I'm looking forward to catching you at the next one. All right, take care.